Welcome everybody to another another episode of Perfect Waste of Time. This is the second revamped episode. I have a fun guest for y'all today. He's a wordsman. He's an instrumentsman. He's a paranormal man. Podcast. He's just, he's the Swiss Army man. Of a lot of things. Mr. Joss Rose is here. Hello, Joss.
Hello. I mean, you listing those things off, yeah. I'm like, God, I'm busy all the time. I've always got something going on. And it's like, well, that's why I'm doing too many things.
Yes, but I mean, but it's weird because you probably just do them and you're not even aware. Like, oh, another thing I'm adding to my Rolodex.
Right. Yeah. I mean, at least it's all things that I enjoy doing, so that's helpful.
And I'm just kind of, was that intro okay?
Yeah. No,
okay.
That was great.
Like I never do intros, so that's why I'm just like, oh great now, which is another thing I'm trying to push myself to do, because I just think if I'm going to be doing something different than casting for two, let me just do intro while people are sitting there listening to it, which I've always felt like is the most awkward part, but I'm doing it.
No, I like it. It's good.
Thank you.
Go with that.
So, yeah. And as I was saying, telling you earlier, but I'll repeat it again for the listeners out there. A perfect waste of time. There are no guests on the show. There's only friends, and I do consider Joss a friend. We've been through a lot. We could go through more. Who knows?
Who knows?
But what I'm gonna do is we're gonna handle a topic, a question, a subject, something that I may not know, you may know, you may not know, I know, or no, none of us know. It's just a random thing, and we're gonna roll with it. And I'm currently kind of doing this. Ooh. No, that's too lame. I'm sorry. All right.
Yeah, give me a good one, because I don't want to be like the second guest that you have on your show and have it be something super lame. Like, it's got to be good, like really quality. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking for good and again, for the people at home, I'm just randomly generating some topics and subjects and some questions. You know what? I think this one's a good one. So the question that's come up is, how should success be measured? And by that measurement, who is the most successful person you know?
Wow. That is a good question.
It's a good, I once I saw that, I said, okay, I need to stop. I need to randomly generating. Yes. So, I guess I'll leave it to you, because
okay. Well, but so that's a loaded question.
It's very sure. Loaded. It's very loaded.
I think that.
Well, why don't we tackle it like bit by bit? So
okay.
how should success be measured?
So here's my broad answer,
all right.
And I think I've had a similar conversation before with a friend of mine, but I think that what it boils down to is happiness. Like, you could be somebody who's like a multimillionaire, like finance guy,
right,
and just be miserable, know, and like on paper, he's got a fat bank account and, a good job, but like, what is that really getting you?
Right.
So I think that if you can like look at yourself in the mirror and be like, yeah, no, I'm happy. This is good. I am good. Not to say that there's no room for, being ambitious and like wanting to do more.
Right. Right. I feel like, to piggyback on the happiness, a thing that pops in my mind is like just being content, just, where you are in life, with what you have, with who's around you, just, just kind of having that, oh, okay, I have everyone I need. It's so weird that it always comes down boiling to like your job, like, ooh, the better job you have, the happier you'll be. And it's just like, I feel like in other places that's certainly not the case.
Sure.
But,
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm sure there are people out there that measure it that way. But for me, I don't know. I have a podcast that I do with my wife called Fright Life, and we talk about spooky things. And we just got back from the Oregon Ghost Conference this weekend, and we met some people there that also have kind of spooky podcasts in the same vein as ours, and they have more listeners per month or whatever, like however you want to measure that. But I still feel like our podcast is successful anytime we run into somebody who's listened to it and said, "Oh my God, I love you guys. I'm so excited that you're here." We had a couple people come up to us and we asked them, we give them the spiel. Do you like podcasts? Would you be interested in listening to one that's about these things? And we talked to hundreds of people coming through this convention hall. And there were a couple people that were like, "Oh, I actually already listened to your podcast and I really like it." And to me, that's success. Like,
right.
We got one,
Yeah, exactly.
Successful.
Exactly.
So,
not to dovetail on what you're saying. I was telling my girlfriend that a friend of hers follows you all on Instagram and, likes your posts and stuff like that. And I was just like, what a small world. 'Cause I never told, my girlfriend, or I don't talk to her friend that often. But she found your podcast and I was like, that is very interesting. And I just, I love that.
I love that. That's so cool. It's that kind of like 6 degrees of separation thing. We sometimes read about how, I know this guy and he knows that guy and you know him through him.
Right.
And now all of us are like in a group chat about something,
Right.
That stuff is so interesting to me.
It really shows you how small the world is.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not a like religious person, really. Like, I don't subscribe to any one religion or anything like that. But I'm a big like the universe guy.
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah.
The way that people come in and out of your life at sometimes just exactly the right time is just. I sit and like stew on that stuff for a long time. And it's impossible to know for sure, but it always seems like there's some kind of a like magic dust out there that's like pulling people together, Sometimes there's a thing about, people being part of the same star that exploded or something. So like if you share stardust with somebody, you're naturally drawn to that person.
I love, again, yeah, I'm the same way about the universe. And I love the idea of people coming into your life for certain reasons. And if they stay, in your life, wonderful. If they, if they're not in your life, at least you're getting something out of it, whatever. Yeah. I don't know. And yeah, I just like, I also, look, I believe in, like, I was born a Catholic. I still believe in it. But I have this more, leaning towards the universe style. And I love the fact that when I die, I'm going back up, or stardust, or the fact that, like my energy is left behind to wander around. I don't know. I like that idea, that all that stuff.
Yeah, me too, 100%. And I have no qualms with, people who practice religion or anything like that. Like, if you found something that helps you like be better and like feel better about yourself,
Right.
like grab that. That's awesome.
Yeah, and that is
I,
how you measure success.
yes,
Right there. That's also another measurement we could say.
I love that. Yeah.
Well, and
Absolutely.
So the second part of the question, who's the most successful person you know by the measurement that we've said?
That's tough. That's a tough question.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll just, at the risk of being like terribly cliche, I will say my wife is probably the most successful person I know. She is a published writer. Mm-hmm. She owns a business, like a preschool, and they have 2 campuses. She writes and researches our podcast. She's the brains. I'm the beard, as I like to say, of our podcast. She's involved with all this stuff in like the city that her business operates in. She knows all these people. She has all these connections, and sometimes I just sit and I will just watch her work, and I just am like, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's
amazing to look at. And that's real sappy. And if she hears this, she's going to be like, "Oh my God." But, it's absolutely the truth. Like we're not like mega rich and like, have all the earthly possessions that we could want or anything like that. But everything that she sets out to accomplish, she gets there. Mm-hmm. And that is, success in my eyes. Like, you set your goal, you hit it. Awesome. You did it. Success.
Now that you guys have a little one together, do you see a lot of that in your girl?
So my daughter is very artistic, and she is smart, and she is emotional. Like, not in like oh my God, you're so emotional, but like emotionally intelligent.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And she's 13 now, so she's
oh no, teen.
yeah, she's growing up, and it's I don't know, but I think that she has a lot of me in her, which is fine, because like, I'm a artistic person, and I'm very left-brained, and
you're no slouch.
What? Okay. But it's I struggle with being focused on things, and it's but I'm fine. And I'm lucky to have a partner who is the opposite of me, who is very goal oriented and like details, and she keeps me moving along the right path. So our kiddo is very smart and artistic, and I am just so excited to have her growing up in front of my eyes.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. Every day is like, oh my God, I can't believe that you said that. Or even now, 13 years old, she's still like, all of a sudden, a real person who exists and has friends, and she's on the phone with her friends, and
she's doing
going,
projects
for school.
Dad, ugh.
Yeah, exactly. Ugh. Like, why are you in here?
Ugh, you're harshing the vibe, Dad. And you're like, all right.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna be over here playing my guitar.
Ugh,
but not too loud, because I don't want to embarrass you.
Right. As you know, does she like the guitar playing?
Yeah, she's really into music. It's funny because we share a Spotify account, like, in our family. And we each have our little playlist on the account, so that we can kind of keep that part separate. But I've listened to her playlist, and it's real good. She's got she's got good taste in music. So that makes me feel good. Like I did all right.
Yeah. It's always nice when something like music, is important to you, but you see that, okay, not to say there's bad music out there in the world, but it's always just nice that, okay, all right, a band that, or, a song that we both can appreciate, and she just kind of finds it on her own. It's just like, oh, okay, thank God. Okay.
Yeah.
Because,
that's a success right there.
For sure. I just think back when I was a kid and just, I had the worst music taste when I was before I got to Oregon. I just, it was whatever's on the radio, so it was just kind of a mishmash, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with different genres, but I felt like it wasn't me. Like the Baja Men was not me. Okay. It was just what was played. So I guess I liked it. So, and then you grow up, you get older, and you find your path, and that's always the nice part, where it's just like, oh, okay. But
yes, like totally spot on. Like I feel like I had the same thing. Like
you were a Baja Man.
I mean, maybe not Baja Man, but there was some questionable. Like there was a Papa Roach phase.
Oh, P. Like Roach! Oh my God, that was your last resort. Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man.
Yeah, and it was. I don't know. For some reason, that really spoke to me, and then.
And you drank nothing but Pepsi Blue, right? That was your phase.
Oh my God. Yeah, it was. Or Mountain Dew Code Red.
Yeah. As the P. Roach.
Sure.
Oh man. Well, so just kind of thinking, and selfishly, I was asking questions so that I could get to who I would measure as a success. Well,
I was just going to say, who's your person?
I would have to say like my parents.
Okay.
Just because like I would say my parents, my girlfriend's parents, because they've reached a point where, especially my girlfriend's parents, like they're retired and they're just hanging out, loving life, going on cruises, on vacations.
Oh my God.
My parents, because they raised two kids, one of them who is bringing honor to the family, the other one hosts a podcast. But my sister has two wonderful kids that are kicking butt at school and just can do no wrong. And so I gotta feel, I feel like my parents and my girlfriend's parents, they're just kind of hanging out and just enjoying everything and watching their kids do what they did. That's really all I got.
No, that's great. And I see, like I talk to my dad every day, and he does the same thing every day. He gets up, he has coffee on his porch. He lives way out in the country, so it's just forest sounds happening.
Nice.
And then, around noon, lunchtime, he heads down into town, quote unquote, to get coffee with some of his friends. And then he comes home and takes a nap, and then makes some dinner, and then he watches a movie. And it's just like, he doesn't work. He's retired. He's just living life. He's set. He made it to the end. He's like crossed the finish line. Now he's just coasting.
Yeah. And
he's just happy, and that, again, that kind of like circles back around. That's the measure is, he's successful in life. Yeah. He's happy. That's great.
Yeah. When you can just live your life and just like, okay, not go on autopilot, but just relax and just hang out and have, take a nap. I would love to take a nap. Anybody that takes a nap, that's success to me.
Yes.
If you could take a nap during the day,
nap guy.
Go right ahead.
I'm lucky enough to work from home.
Yeah.
And on my I have the early shift, so my lunch break is right around like 9 o'clock in the morning.
Nice.
And most days I will just take a nap on my lunch break.
Yeah.
And it's the best.
Yeah.
Like you set a timer, you just crash out. I have a little dachshund who takes naps with me, you know? Right. Success.
Success. There you go. For the people at home, Joss, who would like to follow you online and just, you know, see everything that you do, where can they do all that?
I mean, I'm on Instagram. My personal handle is Sirius_Joss. It's Sirius, like Sirius Black from Harry Potter. If you want to check out music, I have a band called Foxglove, and that is FAWKES Glove. And if you want to hear spooky podcast things, we are Fright Life Paranormal, just like that on Instagram. And we'd love to catch up sometime, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, again, when I thought of bringing this back and, you know, getting people on, certainly you were in like the top, like, ooh, I need to get Joss back on because we haven't chatted in a while. But I just said, you know what?
It's been a while.
It's been way too long. I remember going through and finding, like, you were sending me early music of you and Foxglove, and I was just like, yeah. And then I just thought, you let me. Again, I just like you. Let's experiment.
Thanks, man.
Of course.
I like you too. It's weird though, because we've known each other for like kind of a long time.
Yeah.
And I think I can't even remember what band I was in the first time we met.
You were in Search Party.
Search Party, that's right. Okay, yeah. So that was 8 years ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're at least 9. No, wait, yeah, we're 10. Yeah,
that's awesome, and it's we don't talk that often, but we keep track of each other.
Yes,
and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, talking, is one thing, but like keeping track, I always feel like. I always have time to do that, see, the different projects that you're doing. And then, of course, I see a lot of the gigs that you do, and I'm always just like, I wish I could go. I'm not saying you should tour down in Texas, but, maybe Austin one day. Texas sucks.
I don't want to, speak out of turn, but there's been some talk amongst ourselves in Foxglove about heading south for like a week.
Okay.
And then coming back, so I think we could probably get down to Texas in that trajectory.
Yeah. And if you come down this way, I know of a really haunted B&B.
Oh, hell yeah.
So, 2 birds with one stone. So yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, that sounds great. We'll bring the band, and then also, I'll bring Mo with me.
Yeah.
So we can do a ghost and so here's a quick update.
Yeah.
We just added a new guitarist to Foxglove.
Yes.
It's my buddy Jake. We haven't officially. This is officially the announcement right now.
This is the official. Wow.
This is breaking news.
This is going out on Monday, so breaking news.
Perfect. But Jake is also his career path is film editing and like camera work. Mm-hmm. So he's going to sign on with Fright Life as like our official camera guy.
There we go.
So he'll be with us in Foxglove and Fright Life, and it'll just be awesome. We'll do a whole thing.
Nice. Well, again, I'm always down for it. Anytime you need anything, I'm around. But another question I have to ask you, do you think we've wasted a perfect amount of time?
I think yes, absolutely. I think we've answered the question.
Yeah.
The randomly generated question.
Yes.
We've had some laughs. We had a good hang.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that this conversation has been successful.
Nice. Good. Yeah. And you know, on top of all that, I got a scoop. I've never gotten a scoop, a news breaking scoop. So I'm excited about. I'm going to submit this to TMZ, and they're going to be like, "What?"
They're going to be like, "Who are you talking about? They spell their name wrong."
But then it'll go in TMZ like, "How is this word spelled?" And they have a new guitar player.
That's right. It's going to be huge.
It's huge, yes. But Joss, thank you so much for chatting with me. And we got to do this again outside the podcast. Just hang out.
Yeah, dude. Heck yeah. So down.
Yes, absolutely. But I'll let you go. Say hi to the family, and you have a wonderful rest of your day. Okay, dude?
Yeah, you too, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Bye-bye.